No. No. No, no. Fine. Let's do this. Hey guys, what's up? Today in the Brick Lab, we are going to be building ourselves a custom Hailmar minifigure from Ninjago, Master of the Mountain. So you may have noticed I've kind of been procrastinating on this figure a tiny little bit, and that is because absolutely zero of these pieces exist in LEGO at the moment. So let's take a look at the version I came up with, and this was the most accurate that I could think of off the top of my head using parts that I already had. So first up, let's take a look at his staff because that's the easiest and possibly the most accurate part of this figure. This is just a lightsaber hilt with a 3-length beam, and then one of these golden sword blades on the top, and the cheapest set that this comes in is actually that Spinjitzu training, or monastery training, or whatever that set was from 2019. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Hailmar here. Well, this lower face guard probably isn't that accurate, so we can take it off. However, if you want one, this does come from the Samurai X minifigure from Hands of Time, which would be about 2017, I believe. And we can take a look at this helmet, and that is just a golden samurai helmet, along with a golden horn piece that was originally used in the Tiger Widow Spider, I believe, from the Tiger Widow Island set, but it probably has come in a couple of sets since then. If you don't have it and or just want to use something different, you could also use this helmet, which is the Thanos Helmet. It came in his $10 mech set from earlier this year, so as such should be pretty easy to find. The face I'm using is, of course, a bit exclusive because we do not have any good Hailmar faces at all. Like, finding that was seriously the most frustrating part of this minifigure build. The head that I'm actually using comes from the Atlantis City set from the Atlantis theme. It was like one of the last sets of that line. Of course, it does have an alternate face print on the back, but it's not really relevant, so I'm okay with it being stuck underneath the helmet. Of course, for other faces, well, again, there really isn't very much to use, although you could use the face that I also suggested for Vangelist, which is the Extremist Soldier from the Iron Man Malibu Mansion Attack set from 2013. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how I constructed the wings, and these wings you'll notice are a little bit different from the ones from the King Vangelist minifigure, and that's because I kind of wanted to alter the technique a little bit, just to keep from doing the same thing over and over for these custom minifigures. And to make these wings, they can fold up or down depending on whatever you want for the figure. I honestly am more of a fan of the original wings that I came up with, but these will do because they use a lot more common pieces. So to make it, you're going to need a couple of golden flag parts, some handlebars from a bike, and then a golden clip and a golden jumper plate. Of course, for these colors, they're hidden away at the back, so you could probably get away with whichever colors you want to use for that, although I would still recommend gold for the wings. Now let's take a look at the torso, and my torso of choice would be this one, which is from one of the Hydra henchmen from 2015. I use it because it has the light bluish gray, some purple, and some gold. Not exactly in the right proportions, but hey, I feel like it's a start. Of course, if you don't have it and you want to use something else, you could probably also use this torso, which is from Super Adaptoid, or whatever that weird robot thingy was from the Marvel sets from 2017, I believe. And then the legs I'm using come from Titanium Zane. Of course, what might be even easier to find are these torsos, which appear on several of the Shark Army Warrior minifigures. Color-wise, they're not super accurate, but hey, if that's all you have, that's what I would recommend using, especially since you can always cover them up with this Chima armor here. Whatever you want to make is what you should make, I guess. Don't let other people tell you what to do or what not to do. Of course, a far better choice would probably be this one, which comes from the last wave of Nexonites, that Cyber Wave or whatever it was called. You could put the armor on that, and that one actually does look pretty cool. That one's probably maybe my second favorite overall. Of course, if you don't have that, you could always maybe use the Legacy Zane robes, which, well, those really aren't accurate and probably aren't the best choice. Or maybe even one of the Avengers Endgame suits, since if you're like me, you probably have a ton of these in your collection by now. And again, while they're probably a little bit too futuristic for a Shintaro, they do look okay in their own right. Alright, so that is it for Hailmar. Let's go ahead and take a look at how to expand your Shintaro army with maybe a couple of different guard variations. Alright, so this is the version of the guard that I came up with. Again, it is not super accurate, but I just kind of had to wing it using the parts I had, and yeah, sorry, that's a bad pun. So to make him, I used the Thanos Helmet again, and then this is one of the Nexonite guard faces from their sets, so if you've collected any of those sets, you should have a couple of them. And then, of course, the Chima armor with some golden wings, which were actually a suggestion from a viewer whose name slips me at the moment, but if I can find their comment, I'll put that in the video. And then, of course, the torso and legs should actually be super easy to find. They came in the 2017 Justice League set, I believe, Battle for Atlantis it was called. I've mentioned these parts in a couple other videos in the past. But anyway, that's what I would recommend for the soldiers. I mean, it's pretty easy to find, and again, all you have to do is switch out out those flesh-toned hands for gray ones, and you're all set pretty much. In fact, if you don't have the parts that I recommended for Hailmar, you could probably just use this for all of the guards and Hailmar. Alright, and then wrapping up, I would say, yeah, I mean, I really don't have many suggestions for this because this really wasn't an easy figure to make, and honestly, LEGO just needs to release a battle pack for the Shintaro guards. I would totally buy that thing. I would buy that thing like Star Wars fans are buying up the 501st battle pack. And that's a good thing. But anyway, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it despite my rambling and despite the lack of good pieces. You already know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that other good stuff. And we will see you guys next time.